Hello everyone, Olga show again. This is the third day of the conference, BitCoin conference in San Jose, Silicon Valley, which started 3 days ago, and today is May 19th, 2013. We have another exhibitor here, Coinapult.
Yes.
And with us it's Gabe Sukanik, who came from which city?
New York City.
New York City. I heard that you're not going to stay there for too long.
No, we'll be moving to Panama very, very shortly, so just in the next few weeks.
And because of why?
Well, our company Coinapult, we're kind of looking towards the future. We're going to be building a lot of infrastructure for Bitcoin, and we just feel that being outside of the U.S. is going to be a big advantage for our company, and we want to attract we're aiming to attract a very international audience. So, we're not going to ignore our U.S. customers. We're still, very actively working with a lot of U.S. customers, but we want to make sure that we're reaching out to segments of the population that we feel really need Bitcoin, which is a lot of the developing markets, and a lot of people, most people around the world don't have banks or bank accounts, and we want to be able to reach out to them and help them realize how powerful Bitcoin can be.
And you work as a big partner with another company. What's that company?
Yes, we currently partner with BitInstant, which basically allows customers in the US, Brazil, and Russia to accept cash deposits at various different retail locations. And once customers deposit with BitInstant, we partner with them to actually send the customers their Bitcoins. And so we handle the Bitcoin side of the business, and BitInstant handles the cash deposit side of the business.
BitInstant has how many locations worldwide?
I'm pretty sure BitInstant has over 700,000 locations worldwide that you're able to deposit and receive Bitcoins.
And when did you start to work with them? About a year ago?
Yeah. Coinapult has been a company for a year, and BitInstant's been operating for about 2 years now.
And why did you call your company Coinapult?
We are Coinapult because we are a catapult for Bitcoins. We help people send and receive Bitcoins globally, and our catchphrase is crushing payment obstacles. So that's definitely how we think of ourselves.
So what moved you to Bitcoin's payments?
I personally got interested in Bitcoin because I'm very much a libertarian. I feel that people should be able to do as they want to do, and with typical payments and typical currency, it's usually a very difficult thing. There's a lot of boundaries that get in the way of being able to send money across the globe. And when I saw Bitcoins, I was very, very excited, and I said, you know what, I want to be involved in the space, in the business, and I've been working with Coinapult for about 5 months now, and it's been terrific.
So, of course, you open an account and you know transactions in and out and what's the difficulties and advantages you can have. So tell us about advantages.
Yeah, the advantages are very numerous. You can send money anywhere at any time to anybody with zero restrictions all over the globe. And so if you wanted to send $2 to a friend of yours in China, you couldn't do that with PayPal. You couldn't do that with a credit card. Sure, you could put $2 into an envelope, but that'll take you probably a week or two.
And maybe you would receive envelope empty or not even envelope.
Exactly, right. There's a lot of trust that goes into trying to send money. And Bitcoin, there's no trust. It works on a decentralized structure. And so I can send $2 to a friend of mine in Australia essentially instantly. And I don't have to worry about whether the money gets there or not, because I can verify that for myself, and my friend can verify it as well.
So wouldn't get lost in space? Those money, Bitcoin somewhere?
No, so basically the Bitcoin network, the Bitcoin protocol, is the world's most powerful supercomputer on the planet. So people get worried that, the technology might break or your coins get lost, and that's just something that hasn't happened yet. The technology is really the most advanced supercomputer on the planet, and as long as you're knowledgeable about who you're sending your money to, and what tools you're using to send your money, then you really can send money anywhere at any time to anybody with no interference from anyone.
Right. So, but then somebody will say, well, you have one computer, supercomputer, what if it's break?
Well, it would be an incredibly difficult thing to do. The reality is that the Bitcoin network is very, very powerful. And unless somebody were going to try and target the Bitcoin network with, hundreds of millions of dollars of computer machinery, so far it's been operating for 4 years without really any pauses or breaks. And because it's a decentralized technology, anybody can look at the code and understand the code and really verify it for themselves. So you don't have to trust me, you don't have to trust you, you don't have to trust anybody. You can go read it for yourself. And once people do that, some of the world's top security experts have taken a look at the Bitcoin protocol and they have not been able to break it. And what's also very nifty about Bitcoin is even if the level of encryption does manage to get broken, say in 10 years, Bitcoin has an ability to adapt where we can switch the type of encryption that Bitcoin uses. So let's say they break SHA-256, which is the current encryption used for Bitcoin. We can move to a different type of encryption. So it's basically trying to play whack-a-mole where they keep coming up all over the place. It's a very resilient technology, and I think there's a lot of reasons for people to be able to trust it.
Now, then I was wondering, in terms of your education, are you a high-tech, computer scientist, mathematician?
No, I'm not. I was a graduate at the University of Rochester in economics. I'm actually not I'm the director, so I handle a lot of marketing and public relations. Our chief technology officer has, he takes care of all of our computer needs, so I don't really get involved in that. But some of the world's really top security computer science experts are getting involved in Bitcoin because they understand the potential of this technology.
So being economist yourself, so you decided or you see that the economy should be moving into Bitcoin's payments?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think when you look at, there's a lot of industries that Bitcoin really affects. One of them is the payments industry. And it's hundreds of billions of dollars a year that that go to Visa, that go to MasterCard, Western Union, MoneyGram, these types of companies. And on average, the remittance industry is making 9% per transaction. That's a huge number when you think about how much money moves across the planet. So if Bitcoin can start moving money for free and that 9% is eliminated, it's going to be a huge amount of value created for the average consumer who's just trying to send money to their family.
Yes, and maybe perhaps prices on the merchandise would be cheaper because then they don't have to pay merchants 2%, 3%, 6%.
That's very true. I think a great example is if you look at a company like eBay. eBay's profit margins are about 2 to 3% per item that they sell. And for every item they sell, they're paying the credit card companies 2 to 3%. So if a company like eBay had all of their transactions in Bitcoin, they would literally double their profit margin. They would be twice as large of a company as they are today. And I think they're starting to recognize that. They realize that, if we can cut out the credit card companies, we're going to make a lot more money. And Bitcoin is going to be a very, very powerful force for that exact reason.
And of course, having global acceptance, because you don't have to rely on euros, dollars, rubles in that regards. And what we're going to tell you, its cost right now, perhaps maybe it would be easier on people as well to use it. Like if I'm traveling all over, then
I'll tell you from my own personal experience, it's been very, very easy for me to travel with Bitcoins and exchange into whatever local currency I'm using. You can send your money anywhere. So, in the last few months, I've been traveling to Mexico, I've been to South America, I'm headed to Johannesburg in a little bit. I was previously in Vienna. And in all these countries, rather than try to convert dollars to euros or dollars to pesos, I just had my Bitcoins and I just brought them with me, and my exchange rates became dramatically reduced for that reason. So it's just much simpler to travel with Bitcoins than it is to try and travel with dollars or any other fiat currency.
And then when you travel, sometimes you travel and think, okay, maybe I would need only 100 years left in my pocket, just in case. Then you have about 40, 60 years in your pocket thinking, okay, maybe we'll exchange it later. And then you see it somewhere in the closet, in the pocket, or at the table desk. Or, God forbid, if rubles or some other small countries and nobody wants them in America, then you get stuck with this money sitting with Bitcoins. You probably say, okay, put it back into Bitcoins.
Yeah, absolutely. I never have the problem of having too many Bitcoins, so I'm not upset if I wind up having more Bitcoins than I thought. So.
All right. So in terms of wishing to our viewers who maybe first time hear about Bitcoins, or maybe they heard a lot, what would you wish them?
Well, I would definitely recommend everybody look into it. I think it is a very powerful financial tool for the age of the internet. I think we're really witnessing what email did, or what the internet did to publishing. I think Bitcoin is going to do the same thing to finance. It's really a total game changer. And when email first came around, people say, what do I need email? I can write a letter and that'll do the same thing. And of course, that wasn't the case. And even though not a lot of people used email right away, if you were forward thinking enough and you realized, wow, you can send information instantly anywhere. So now instead of information being sent instantly anywhere, we're now talking about money that can instantly move anywhere. And it's going to be a very powerful tool. And if you own a business, I recommend you start taking Bitcoin. If you're an investor, I'd certainly recommend looking at Bitcoin. And honestly, I don't think there's a single person on the planet who couldn't benefit from using Bitcoin.
Great. And that's with us with Gabe Sukanic from CoinApult, who is partnering with BitInstant, one of the sponsors for Bitcoin conference here in San Jose, California. Thank you for being with us. Olga, show for you.